Okay guys, back for another cast on the druid. So, last time I logged out in the northern part of Felwood. Now I'm down in the southern part. And there was this guy adding for doing a quest called Dousing the Flames of Protection. That's the one I'm on now.
For the Horde!
And yeah, I'm just gonna give him an intellect. Just a second. Oh, I think he's already wearing one, so everything's fine. Just gonna make sure I'm fully buffed. But we both needed this quest, and yeah, him probably more than me, as he's 58. But the quest is picked up down here in the south, in Emerald Sanctuary, and nothing really leads to it. I mean, you can just pick it up, really. So what we're supposed to do is douse 4 braziers inside a cave environment, and that's why I'm glad to do it 2 guys, really. It may be soloable for me, but yeah, I wouldn't bet on it. And as it's in a closed sort of cave environment, the usual red flags, then yeah. There's no reason to take any chances here, I guess. So this guy just found out that I got this nice Moonkin aura. And from what I know, at least on Horde side, there's only 2 Moonkins, or there are only 2 Moonkins. I haven't seen the other guy, just told that there is another guy. So it would be kind of cool to eventually get in some of the higher sort of level dungeons and stuff. And yeah, and be a Moonkin and support the whole group for... with 3% crit from Moonkin Aura. So we got the first brazier here that we are supposed to take out. And my buddy here, Lucky Healer, is on it. I don't think he's healer now, but he's probably intended to be a healer. I think he's elemental at the moment. Oh. There is an optional escort quest in here. That we're probably gonna take, but we need a key for it. And the key will drop from the mobs randomly. I don't know if we both need the key or if it's enough that one of us gets it. I guess we're gonna have to see about that. I saw there was a couple of other guys, maybe even 3 guys that completed this quest. And I suppose that's why, yeah, there wasn't really that many mobs in here. So we're discussing at the moment if we should hand in the quest and return, or if we should just... And yeah, talking about the key, and the first mob that respawned here just dropped it, so that makes things a bit easier. By the way, when we are in a closed environment like this, and someone has just semi-cleared the path for us, you should be extra aware of respawns, because you saw we just got a respawn there, and all of a sudden you can get unexpected respawns, and they are naturally the worst, you could say. I'm just gonna see... Yeah, okay, so the key itself actually starts a quest, so I'm just gonna pick that up. So he asked if I started the quest.
What brings you here? Good luck, friend. Farewell.
So when you get the key itself is sort of a quest item that starts a quest. And when you then have to go talk to this NPC, this night elf here. And that leads to another quest, which is then the rescue from Jaedenar. She's sort of walking in the wrong direction, because this is not the exit. The exit is the other way there. And but there's something about that she has to get her armor or something like that. Yeah, let's find my equipment. So she wants to go this way in order to find her equipment. So I think she's talking about there's some mobs down there. They are sort of the baddies, and yeah. And by the way, it would probably be a bad idea to fall down there, by the way. It always is in a cave environment to fall down some slag pit full of mobs. The NPC itself is actually pretty good at taking part of the fight at least. So you can let her fight, sort of. No problem there. You know, I mean, she's not overly squishy, even though she hasn't got her armor. And our Knight Elf warrior is ready for battle. She got her gear. Interesting way of putting it on. Doesn't look like me in the morning. Ha ha. Okay, so we're in business here. And I think I saw a 59 get killed by these guys. And I'm pretty sure he died one of the Jaedenar legionnaires here. Because they spawn 3 of them, you know, and when they have this nasty knockback on top, things can get quite interesting. Oh. I was just about to blow my dash, but it could come handy here in a tough spot, so yeah. And we seem to be thinking the same. It's rather classical for an escort quest that if you want to drink, then move a little bit ahead of the NPC. You don't want to get too far away from the NPC because you risk that the escort quest will fail. It sometimes happens simply because the distance is too long between the NPC that you're escorting and yourself. So if you want to drink, and you typically need to drink as a caster, then move somewhat ahead. And then, yeah. Drink, you may not drink to full, but at least you can, yeah, get what you can, sort of. And yeah, there's 2 guys here, we're just annihilating the mobs. So yeah, you could say, why didn't you just do this yourself? Yada yada yada, but this could easily go wrong. If I get too many mobs here, and I've told that a lot of times, if I get too many mobs hitting on me sounds wrong, but if I'm getting sort of melee struck or even casters, then the problem is that, yeah, I'm getting interrupted constantly and I'm not getting a spell off, and when I'm not getting a spell off, I'm pretty much in trouble. And I would say if you were solo about this quest, it would be a big help to use the NPC as a fighting force. I think she's quite capable of handling herself. So, and you could say this is not sort of the hard part of the quest, but it's the follow-up really that's a bit risky doing alone. Or say an ambush like this would probably not be too funny.
Ishnu Allah.
So, like you said, it was getting sketchy fast, and it can be, you know, when you got 4 mobs dropping on you, you should try to be on full health and full mana all the time, sort of. So she's enjoying her freedom, that's nice. And look who's here. So this guy, he spawns when you get out at this part of the dungeon. And that sort of completes the escort. So what we're gonna do is hand in. I'm not sure this is a good idea though. The thing why it wasn't a good idea to sort of mount where we did was that I kind of knew that we would get sort of dismounted when you're standing on what's supposed to be inside, I mean a platform of a ruin that will usually get you dismounted, as it counts as inside, and even though there's a few buggy places in the game where you can ride pretty much even though it's inside, then you will usually get dismounted. And to begin with, by the way, I may be repeating myself, but I was trying to give this the guy a grade of intellect. I've never seen a guy that actually had these himself, but as you can see, this guy, he actually had the buff, greater intellect. So I'm pretty sure he's, well, he may not be, but it could be that he's an alchemist like me. And yeah, it's an insane buff for casters. So we're gonna hand in these 2 quests down here, where I initially picked up the first quest, and after there should be a follow-up, and it's the follow-up that's a bit rough.
How may I aid you? Ancestors watch
And
over
the
you.
quest I'm talking
Walk
about
with
here, the
me,
follow-up,
Echo.
is this one.
Hello. Goddess watch over you. Del Nadris.
So actually there are 2 follow-ups. And we got pretty well paid, I'd say. 3 gold, 39 silver, and for both of them. And as my partner here is 58, he will probably got a ton of experience. So I just want to make sure that he's got his Hearthstone available, because when we're done with the quests, hopefully and successfully, we can Hearth out. There's no need to... there's no need to, fight all the way out when we can just sort of leave. But we seem to, you know, we want to do the quest the same way, it looks like to me anyway. Not skip way too much though. We could try, and you know, some people will just probably gonna try and skip and just run in. But the problem is, if you get hit from behind by a mob, there's a chance you get dazed. And when you get dazed, you get instantly dismounted. And imagine having aggro, say 10 mobs, and all of a sudden there's no easy way out. So we're sort of working in tandem now, really nice. So this time there's probably Phil down here in the hive. Like I said initially when we came in, I think there was 2 guys that had just sort of cleared their way out. But normally I think that this area would be guarded, it's not. So I don't know, maybe someone else is in here at the moment doing quests, could be Alliance as well. But we're just gonna take advantage of it. It's again, yeah, sure, you should keep an eye out. If all of a sudden you got respawns appearing, then take a breath and clear them out. I would do that. And my partner here, he sort of noticed, empty again. The Legionnaires, by the way, like I said before, they have some kind of knockback. I think it's this backhand. It sort of missed him before, but you get knocked up in the air, and it's rather annoying, like there, when you're trying to make a cast. So we're gonna do a little skip. There's no need to kill these mobs up here. Yeah, we're both gonna have a little drink here. So, as we handed in 2 quests, we got 2 new. We have to kill, this is some kind of succubus, and the final guy is, I don't know, some warlock kind of guy, and he's got 2 succubus as well. I'm just letting him know. I'm sure we would talk about it. Oh. But I'd rather make sure that that he's up for that we clear for trash. And that pretty much goes for all quests, I'd say, that if you have a pretty sketchy fight, then yeah, try to make it as easy for yourself as possible. And especially a fight like this where there's no way out due to being in a closed environment. So I think he's fighting the mobs melee here because I don't think he have any alternative. They was immune to nature damage, and we're both using nature damage. He was lightning, and I'm yeah, well, nature damage. I don't know what else you would call wrath, but it is nature damage. They're both considered nature damage. So the first of the mobs we need is down here, I think. It's a bit around the corner. You can see Questy is sort of pointing out the sword. And I think I read a bit about it. I think it's some kind of summoning ritual that's being done down there. And it has to do, it's the follow-up to the escort quest where when we came out with the Night Elf, there was some level 53 elite attacking us. And I think it's the rest of him that is sort of being summoned down here. I haven't really sort of read all the lore about it, but I think the story is that he has went down here, and then at some point he probably got caught or something, and now they're using him for some sort of experiment. Yeah, and who wouldn't want that? Some some dirty succubus doing tricks on you in a cave. Sounds for people that are into such. So this is the quest mob. We have to kill her. And after, I think we can just pick the summoners one by one. By the way, the corpse there is from the guy that we were... yeah, as you can see now, you can solve the quest after you kill this, what's it called? Rakaya, I guess. There we go. So I think that's, I don't know if it's intended or not, but you're still in combat after you sort of kill the first one, Rakaya, what she was called. But then you have to kill her summoners, and everything's gonna be hunky dory. So the final fight is in here, and it's a really good idea to clear all, as I said to my partner here, clear out all the mobs before we engage in this sort of actual fight. And as you can see here how slow my damage is when I have to sort of tank 2 mobs while casting. And that's the main reason why I didn't feel like doing this quest alone, because yeah. So we're both drinking here, and he has this very nice mana spring totem that will regenerate mana. 10 mana per 2 seconds is not too bad. So I'm gonna pull pretty much all the mobs here. And I'm gonna make the mobs follow me so we don't sort of accidentally run into the main pack there. So it's about running in an angle where you don't sort of get the mobs that are pulled too close to these guys here. So we want to kill this guy before he gets off too many spells. That was too hard. Neither was this. This may look really easy, but we are two guys giving it like full throttle. And doing this solo could be kinda tricky, especially if you got some extra mobs here. Well, as usual, guys, I'm just gonna. This was actually so I was just. Well, I'm not against world buffs, but I don't really need them unless I have to do some really hard quests. But the raiders are going nuts up here. The alliance up here, I guess. And I suppose they got raid tonight, so it's usually at 8 o'clock. So what happens is that well, they get their. You know what I can do, by the way? I got a portal to Moonglade. The raiders usually start here at Booty Bay, and then they get a world buff from Spirit of the Sandalars. Yeah, it's nice and all, and like my lucky healer said here, these are good for if you want to do a tough quest, or naturally if you want to do a tough dungeon or raid, etc. But so far, I didn't really have the urge to go and take one. Just for sort of questing normally, you could say. I could imagine also that... Oh, okay, now things are going really well. There we go. That if you want to do... if you sort of made up your mind for grinding some mobs for an hour, like I tend to do now and then, then naturally that could be a good idea as well. So... what I was about to do would not make things easier for me. I was just about to take the fly point over here. This is sort of a backup fly point, one for Horde and one for Alliance. And what the fly point does is that it actually it sends you on a free flight to Thunderbluff, and that has to do with that druids. Druids have some quests here, and they have no chance at all to, when they are offered these quests and have completed them, to get up here in Moonglade. So what Blizzard decided to do is put some special sort of flight guys for young druids, so they can fly to back to Thunderbluff at least. Or for Night Elf, I suppose it's
Strength and honor.
yeah, I don't know. I don't even recall what the town's called. But there is also the normal fly point down here to the south. Horde got one here, and Alliance got theirs over here. And this is a normal fly point where you can go wherever you want to go. Yeah, so right now the raiders, like I said, usually they start in Booty Bay. I suppose that you have to pop the raid buff there. This one, Spirit of the Sandalar. And I think this one goes for both factions. I mean, if Horde pops it, Alliance players will get it as well, and reverse. The other two, I think it's Onyxia and... what was the other? Rend. I think they are sort of that the particular faction has to achieve some raid boss kill in order to get those buffs. But as it's the big one tonight, I think you can get. There are 3 maximum. Then Rend and Onyxia and Spirit of the Sandalar. I suppose it's Naxxramas, but one of my buddies here, KV Locotronis, he's a very well geared fire mage. Yeah, I can see where he's going later. I'm not gonna interrupt him now because he's going into raid probably. But I can imagine it's Naxxramas tonight. So what I'm doing is that I'm flying up here from Moonglade to down here to Blood Venom Post or something like that, and after that I'm gonna have to ride from Blood Venom Post and down to the Emerald Sanctuary, where I hand in the last 2 quests. So in the since last, by the way, I've been grinding Timbermore Hold Reputation, and currently I'm at 1985 unfriendly. 1985 out of 3000. So when I'm hitting 3000, I'm turning into neutral, I can imagine. And I intended to make a separate video, and I will.
I thank you.
Just to show sort of the development of each time you get a notch upwards with the faction of Timbermore Hold, then yeah, things will start to happen. I don't think it's that much in neutral, but I'm just going to show anyway, so that you can see there's some kind of difference. Yeah, but that will be in the video to come. So wicked claws, whenever I get some, I try to keep them. I think they are used in some high-end blacksmithing recipes. The demonic runes, they drop from various sort of fell mobs. I think they drop from these I don't know, the big guys with the axes. Fell something, I forgot what they're called actually. The ones that knock you in, that can have the ability to interrupt you and knock you in the air. And they're used for a couple of at least tailoring recipes, but I think actually for blacksmithing recipes as well. Maybe other, they can probably used in quests as well, I'm not quite sure. Fun fact about one of them, and as you can see what they do here, they restore 900 to 1500 mana at the cost of 600 to 1000 life. And I saw a video where even though, I don't know, they're soulbound, and someone had it was some low-level mob that, not a mob, but a player that had come that had gotten sort of one of these. And I think he was trying to put it on the auction house when he sort of realized it was soulbound, but accidentally he right-clicked it. So he actually killed his own banker there, because the banker had like maybe 100 hit points and got completely creamed by using it. So yeah, good old Murphy's Law. Anything that will go wrong, anything that can go wrong will go wrong eventually, and that was a pretty classic example of that. Maybe it's in a later patch where they aren't soulbound anymore. I couldn't say, but I remember seeing the video where Banker accidentally sort of suicided due to right-clicking these. I don't really use them. I think they're too dangerous, to be honest. If you lose 1000 hit points, and if you don't use them often and you sort of forgot to look at your hit point total, I definitely don't feel like using them. I'd rather use a mana pot or something instead. Anyway, let's hand in the quest.
What brings you here?
The final blow here, and yeah, actually pretty nice. Well, not actually. I don't know what you want with the agility and the cloth belt, but oh well. So I'm just going for the money here. Let's see, 89. Nice gloves for Feral Cat though.
Ancestors watch
and
over you.
5 gold, 58, not too bad either.
How may
So
I help?
the other
Be
quests,
careful. Del Nadris.
and again the fortune here, 475 and 338 for some kind of blade here. I'll take it.
Farewell.
So that was it. As you can see now here in my current status in Felwood is that I pretty much only got quests for Timbermore Hold, and I'm grinding these. So I'm definitely at the sort of you could say end stage of the zone. And with that in mind, I'm just gonna bid you a fair farewell. So see you around, guys. Take care. Bye bye.